Hello, welcome back to Yoga with Deb, brought to you by the Rio Grande Cancer Foundation. This is our third video yoga session that is available to you. Just to be sure, you should have a space set aside. You'll need a mat. If you have a blanket, a towel, a pillow, something to get a little more comfortable in a seated position, I would just suggest that you use it. Otherwise, if crossed legs isn't really comfortable, then you're welcome to extend the legs out. But go ahead and get yourself set up if you haven't already. You will also need a pen and paper, or if you've been keeping a journal as we've been going, then the journal. This time the journal exercise will actually come at the end because I have a little bit of a different plan for today. So if you need to, then again, press pause, get yourself set up. Otherwise, we'll continue. So you'll start in a comfortable seated position. You can cross one leg, extend the legs, whichever is best for you. But for today, I actually wanted to tell a story. So in yoga, most, if not all poses have a myth, a legend that comes behind each pose. Some of you have heard me talk about these stories before, and others of you have not. So I always love to hear about the stories because it adds to what we're doing. So for today, we'll be working with Garuda. He is the eagle. Garudasana is the name of the pose, and we'll go from there. So Garudasana, the pose itself is named after a divine bird with the head, wings, and talons, and beak of an eagle, and the body, limbs of a man, which is why it's commonly referred to as eagle pose. The benefits of this pose include strengthening and stretching the ankles, the calves, as well as improving balance and moving a little bit through the shoulders. So the story begins, Garuda, our eagle, half human, emerged from a huge egg, appearing as radiant as a million suns. Frightened by his power, the gods begged him to reduce himself in size and in energy. One day, Garuda's mother, Vinata, lost a bet with the snakes and was held captive as a slave in the underground serpent city of Patala. The serpents declared that they would not release Vinata unless Garuda brought a cup of the nectar of immortality from its place high atop a celestial mountain. To get the nectar, Garuda had to pass through 3 deadly obstacles. The first obstacle was a ring of fire. Garuda gulped water from a few rivers and extinguished the fire, flying through it easily. The second obstacle was a circular door with a spiked metal ring that spun in its frame. Using his mystical powers, Garuda made himself very small and slipped right through. Finally, the third obstacle, 2 venomous serpents. Garuda created a cloud of dust by wildly flapping his wings, which blinded the snakes, and then he killed them with his powerful beak. They can get pretty gruesome. At last, Garuda was able to deliver the nectar of immortality to the snakes in the city of Patala in order to free his mother. But just as the serpents were about to consume the nectar of immortality, the chief demigod Anidra, the thunder god, and the other gods arrived to reclaim the stolen nectar. The serpents quickly licked a few drops of the nectar, which was so powerful that it split their tongues in 2. Which is why, as the legend goes, snakes have bifurcated tongues. The serpents held their part of the bargain and released Garuda's mother, but only after she promised her son that she would never make such dangerous bets in the future. So there's a little more that we'll come back to towards the end, but channeling our inner eagle. If you've seen the pose before, then you know where we're going. However, what happens in the pose is you wrap yourself up so tight and you become so small. But it represents turning in, and through the action of turning in, finding your strength, your power, even your magic, your bravery and your courage, overcoming all the obstacles that we face, especially right now, and then coming out victorious on the other end. So working with bravery and courage today so that we can find victory. Get nice and comfortable. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Let your hands rest wherever feels best. Close your eyes and focus on the blank space on the backs of your eyelids. And take some cleansing breaths. On the inhale, shrug the shoulders towards your ears. Create length and space through the sides of your bodies. Keep all of that length as you continue to sit tall, and exhale, sigh it out. Move the shoulders back. 2 more just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Allow yourself to completely settle in. 1 more. And let it go. As you continue to focus on that blank space, knowing that it is another day, that you've probably been home. Your interaction with others has been limited. And all of this can be so discouraging and challenging to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But choosing to be brave like Garuda, to turn in through the practice of your yoga, taking your awareness inward to your breath to find courage and strength so that you can end up victorious. So start to breathe in through the nose, pull the breath from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, release the breath back out through the nose. Allow the chest to fall and the belly to soften. Continue to breathe in and out just like that, from that deep, deep space above the pubic bone, below the navel, your low abdomen. Start the breath there. It is surprisingly low. Feel it rise up through the body. Then exhale back out through the nose. Allow the cool air to tingle the top of your lip. Then as you still breathe from that low space, start to get it to expand in the belly like a balloon front to back. Still moving all the way up to the head. Then exhale back out. There. Then adding on, still breathing from that low, low spot through the belly, but now into the rib cage, getting the rib cage to expand right to left, through the heart to the throat to the head. And keeping all of that connected, allow it to reverse out through the nose. The chest falls, the rib cage moves back into place, and the belly softens. And just listen to your breath. Really turning in, and through that practice of turning in, finding your strength, your power, your bravery, even your courage. To continue to get up every morning, or even like me today, I had to do my makeup to feel good. So doing something that will make you feel good, even just like this practice. Breathe in bravery with the inhale. And with the exhale, radiate courage. And through the work of the two, find victory. I am brave with each inhale. I am courageous with each exhale. Keep this in mind as you continue to listen to your breath. And prepare to move with your body. I am brave. I am courageous. On your next inhale, gently begin to open the eyes, reach the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, twist to the right. So today, hopefully, I have a better hang of all of this, and I'll actually be doing what I'm asking you to do. So as you twist towards the right, plant your right hand behind you. Let your left hand grab for your right leg. Parivrtta Sukhasana, revolved easy seat. Look over your right shoulder behind you and sit as tall as you can. So instead of slumping in your low back, lengthen from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Walk your backhand as close as you can towards the body. Creating space with each inhale so that you can deepen with each exhale. Keep your twist. On your inhale, your right arm, the arm that's behind you, extend it straight up, flip the palm up to externally rotate, open through the shoulders, sweep your right arm high. Bring the right arm by your ear, and as you exhale, crescent towards the left. Let your left shoulder aim towards your left knee. Get long through the right side of your body. Feel the stretch from the outer right hip through the armpits, then from the armpit to the fingertips. Let the gaze follow the arm. Take another inhale. Then as you exhale, cross your left arm over your right arm so that your elbows stack over one another, creating an X. Then draw your low belly in, tuck your chin towards your chest, a variation of your seated cat pose, open between the shoulders. Then keep the arms crossed on your inhale, lift your heart, reach your head high, move the shoulders down your back. And exhale, curl. Continue just like that, match your breath to your movement. Rise with bravery. And exhale, find courage as you curl in. One more. On the next inhale, as you lengthen your spine and reach up, bring both arms up with you. Give yourself a hug. See if you can grab opposite shoulder blades. Then rest the arms on the chest. Good. Your choice. You can stay here or lift your arms so that the back of your hands meet, or wrap them around each other so that you find eagle arms. If when you decide to try to bind the arms, you end up with something more like this or like this, then stick to the hug. Make sure that your elbows stay over one another. There, good. Then, on the inhale, start to reach your heart up as high as you can, either with your eagle arms or your hug. Arch the spine, and as you exhale, curl all the way down. Use your core strength to bow here, not momentum, so move nice and slow. Inhale, lift back up. I'm just switching my arms so you can see what each variation looks like, but stick to one for yourself. Exhale, lower. One more. I am brave as you rise. I am courageous as you bow. On the next inhale, as you lift up, unravel the arms, reach them up high. Exhale, sigh as you release the arms down by your side. Good. If the legs are crossed, then switch to bring your opposite leg in front, which odds are it's your non-dominant leg. Then again, get comfortable in your seat. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, twist over towards the left. Plant your left hand behind you. Take your right hand to your left leg. Look over your left shoulder behind you. Then walk the back hand as close as you can towards your body so that you sit tall and feel that twist right beneath the shoulder blades. Keep your twist. Extend your right arm up by your right ear. Left arm, sorry. And as you exhale, crescent over towards the right. Take your right shoulder towards your right knee. Reach your left arm way up and over. Allow the gaze to move up towards your left arm. Feel the stretch through your left side. Then exhale, cross your left arm over your right. Curl yourself in towards this variation of your seated cat. And notice what changes, what feels different with the opposite arm on top. Inhale, draw the heart forward, even with the arms crossed. Exhale, curl. Continue just like that. Rise with each inhale. Curl with each exhale. One more. Still breathe from the belly. On your next inhale, as you lift, keep the elbows crossed. Give yourself a hug. Grab opposite shoulder blades if that's available, or if not, as far as you can. Then make sure that the elbows stay stacked over one another, either in your hug, or bring the backs of the hands to meet, or wrap them over one another. But let your arms rest on your chest and your heart rise to meet your arms. Good. On your inhale, either with the hug or your eagle arms, start to lift the heart up, arch the spine. Exhale, curl. Use your core strength, not moving fast, nice and slow. Curl in. Find your strength, your power all inside of you. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower down. Take one more. Feel the movement through the shoulder blades in the upper back. Then on your next inhale, as you lift, sit up tall, unravel the arms. Exhale, sigh it out. Release the arms down. Good. If you're sitting on a blanket, a pillow, a towel, remove it from beneath you. Plant your hands behind you, uncross the legs if they're crossed, or if the legs are long, then bend the knees. Windshield wiper the legs, start to get around the hips and wake the lower part of the body. Good. Perfect. Then slow that movement down. We'll come into our deer pose. So with your feet about as wide as your mat, or just slightly wider than your hips, take an inhale. On your exhale, drop both legs over towards the right. You'll end up with a 90-degree bend in both knees. The heel will meet the knee. Good. If that's too much in this top hip, your left hip, then you actually bring your foot under it so that it's not as deep of an internal rotation in the left hip. Otherwise, you stay there. I'm going to turn so that you can see where I'm going. Yeah. But you should be able to sit on your right hip nice and comfortably without the support of your hands. Inhale, lift the arms. And on your exhale, twist towards the right again. Plant your right hand behind you. Your left hand follows and will probably end up on the outside of the right knee again. If this is enough for you, then you'll stay there. Again, if what happens is it gets too intense on the left leg, then support with your right leg. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, start to walk the hands away from the body. The closer you get towards the ground, the higher the twist will move up the spine. If you can come towards the forearms, come to the forearms. If you can come lower, maybe even stack the forearms, rest the forehead. And if you can still go further, lower the chest all the way down. But making sure that you're comfortable and breathing from your belly. Good. Release any tension that may be hiding in your jaw. Wiggle the mouth around. Or even any confusion on if I'm doing this right. You don't want pain, but if there's any discomfort or tightness, that is something you can breathe and work through. On your next inhale, start to walk your hands back in towards your body, lift your chest. Slowly rise all the way up. Lift your legs up through center. And I'm just going to rotate to face you. And on your exhale, switch sides. Take both legs over towards the left. You'll end up landing on your outer left hip. If you need the support, bring your left foot beneath your right leg. Otherwise, allow the internal rotation in your right hip to deepen. On your inhale, lift your arms up. Keep your core strong, draw your low belly in, and as you exhale, twist towards the left. Plant both hands behind you. There. Feel the internal rotation in your left hip. Right hip. Take an inhale. On your exhale, you either stay there and work the twist here, or start to walk the hands again away from the body. Go as far as is comfortably available. If you can go further, maybe come down to the forearms, just like we did on the other side. If you can still go further, stack the forearms, rest the forehead. And if you can still go further, melt all the way down towards the ground. But make sure that your chest is as square to the ground as possible. And breathe here. Notice where you hold tension, tightness. Send your breath to those areas and invite the release. And through that release, find strength and bravery. Just breathe through this side. Even feeling the length through the right side of the body. Softening through the tops of the shoulders. Wiggling the jaw around. I know tension always hides there. On your next inhale, start to press back up to your hands. Lift up out of the depth of the twist. As you unwind, come up through center. Good. Windshield wiper the legs side to side here. Wonderful. Good. Then slow that movement down, and whichever way suits you best, make your way up to a standing position. Tadasana is where we'll meet mountain pose. Your feet can be hip distance apart for more stability, or bring the feet to touch. There, turning them into one leg, but whichever option you choose. Spread the toes and press evenly through the four corners of your feet. Yeah. Then make sure that your hips are stacked over your feet so that you aren't leaning forward or back. Also make sure that the toes point straight forward, not slightly out, not slightly in, but straight out in front of you. Yeah. Then your shoulders stack over your hips so that again you don't lean in either direction, causing tension on one side of the body or the other. Then your ear holes stacked over your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide, the palms face forward. Then press into your feet. I am brave, I am strong, I am here, and I am courageous. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center and fold forward. If you need blocks or anything to support you, use them if you have them. Otherwise, the hands can also come to the shins. You can bend the knees and grab hold of your thighs. But create length through the backs of your legs. Lengthen your spine. Then even shake through the head. Release any tension hiding in the neck. Maybe finding pops or cracks. My neck just cracked. Let the arms and the head hang heavy so that any stress, tension, discomfort can melt down the back, past the shoulders and onto your mat. On your next inhale, press into your feet, root to rise, sweep your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. Good. From the top of your mat or wherever you are, you'll step out to a 5-pointed star. We've been here before. Extend your arms out wide. Your toes can now point forward, at least for the time being. but let yourself shine bright here. Perfect. Then bring your hands to your heart. Your feet parallel to the edges of your mat, or parallel to one another. But press through all the edges of the feet, especially the outer edge. Don't let it lift up. Press down, and then zip up through the inside of your legs. Nice and strong there. Extend your arms out. Ideally, you want a stance that is pretty wide as your wingspan, so that your wrists and ankles are over one another. However, if when you open that wide, it becomes a little unstable, then shorten it back up. There. Bring your hands to your hips. You'll awkwardly lift off of the ball of your left foot, spin your left toes towards the top left corner of your mat at a diagonal, or just at a diagonal. So find that familiar internal rotation of the left hip. Then rotate the right toes straight forward. There. If, when you're here, this feels unstable, you can widen the stance like you're on train tracks, or shorten, or both. But warrior one, Garudasana A. Make sure that your torso is square to wherever you are now facing. So twist from the belly button. Yeah. Then on your exhale, start to bend your right knee. Feel the stretch in your left calf. Then squeeze your legs towards each other to keep your balance as you slightly draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Take the low belly in, protect the low back, engage the core, and inhale, reach the arms up. The more weight you can put in your front leg, the deeper you can move, or vice versa. The more weight in your back leg, the more you can deepen in the front leg. Good. On your exhale, take cactus arms in your warrior one. Inhale, lift up, straighten the right leg, straighten the arms. Exhale, sit a little deeper, open to your cactus arms. Inhale, lift back up. Good. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. One more. Exhale, lower back down. Then stay low and just straighten through the arms. Good. Inhale, straighten through the front leg, open out towards the side, move through a 5-pointed star. Bring your hands back to your hips and we'll just switch sides. Start to lift off of the ball of your right foot, awkwardly spin those toes out forward to a diagonal. Plant the foot down and then rotate your left toes forward. Again, if the stance is too wide, shorten, wider, otherwise stay right where you are. Then square your torso to whatever it is that you're now facing. Find your balance, it gets a little shaky. Squeeze your legs together. Inhale, lift your arms up. As you exhale, start to bend your left knee, so my stance a little narrow right now. And sit low. Feel the stretch through the calf again behind you. Exhale, cactus arms, open your heart. Inhale, straighten through the front leg, straighten through the arms, reach up. Exhale, open. So preparing to turn in if you haven't already. Finding everything you're capable. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower to overcome the obstacles that we face. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower and hold there. Sit as deep as you can. Squeeze your legs together. Inhale, straighten through the arms. Good. Exhale, open back out to your 5-pointed star and release. Good. Heel toe your feet together or even hop them together. But find one leg here. Utkatasana, fierce pose, your chair pose. Sweep your arms up. Draw your low belly in, aim your tailbone down. Sit as low as you can. So look for that imaginary chair behind you that you will never ever find. Exhale, fold forward. On your inhale, half lift, lengthen your spine. Bring your hands to your shins or your fingertips to the ground, but get your back, your chest parallel to the ground. Exhale, fold. On your next inhale, Utkatasana, sit right back into your chair pose. As you exhale, this time bring your hands onto your thighs. Curl into a variation of your cat pose. Draw the low belly in, open between the shoulders. Inhale forward to a cow pose. Pull your heart through. Lift the tailbone up. The pelvis tilts forward. Even stretch through the throat. Exhale, curl. There. Continue just like that. Inhale forward and open. Exhale, curl. One more. I am brave as you draw the heart through and rise to the occasion. I am courageous as you turn inward. On your next inhale, come to neutral. Sweep the arms up, straighten through the legs. Exhale, sigh. Release all that work in the legs. Perfect. Okay, from here, you'll step back out to your 5-pointed star. And take a moment to just embrace this. To soak in the energy, the power, the strength that is all already inside of you. Bring your hands to your heart. Then for now, the feet parallel to the edges. Again, check your stance, maybe wider, maybe shorter. Lift off of the ball of your left foot. Awkwardly turn your left toes in, find the internal rotation. Then right toes aim forward. Square your torso, bend your right knee. Again, shorten if you need more stability, widen as well, or both. Inhale, lift the arms up. Stay low in your front leg. Exhale, cactus arms. Wrap your right arm over your left arm. Come back towards, and I'm just going to turn to face you for a moment, your hug or your eagle arms. Again, you really want the eagle arms, not this awkward thing, or a hug. Take an inhale, lift your heart up like you did in your seat. Then exhale, humble warrior with eagle arms. Bow to the inside of your right leg. Stay strong here. Find your balance. Then the right hip has a tendency, I'm just going to show you, to bump out towards the right side. So draw it straight back. Breathe there. Then stay strong in the front leg. On your inhale, start to unravel. Press through the leg, reach the arms high. Exhale, sigh as you open out towards the left. Release the arms. Good. So, find your starting point again. Lift off of the ball of your right foot. Pivot in. Find the internal rotation of the left hip. Aim, right hip, aim your left toes forward and bend your left knee. Shorten, widen, whatever it is that you need to do to get stable. Then twist from the belly button. Feel the leg through the side like when you laid in your deer pose. Inhale, lift the arms up. On your exhale, take cactus arms. Wrap your left arm over your right arm this time. Let your arms melt to your heart and your heart rise to meet your arms. On your inhale, lift your heart up as high as you can. As you exhale, bow to the inside of your left leg without resting the chest on the thigh. Then, instead of letting the left hip bump out towards the side, draw it back. Breathe here. Feel the tremble, the power through the right leg. Of course, all the work in the ankles, the strength in your core. I am brave. And I am courageous. As you start to press into your front leg, your left leg, lift back up, unravel the arm, straighten through the leg. Exhale, sigh, and open back up to center. Heel toe the feet together. Come back to your chair pose, Utkatasana. Aim your seat low and sweep your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart, so just prepping our balance. Root into your right foot. Spread those toes, press into the right leg, bring the left leg up with you. Then, make sure that you aren't leaning forward, but move the top of your right thigh back. I promise it'll help with the stability, the balance. Lower the right foot down, left foot down. Inhale, straighten through both legs, reach the arms high, exhale, sigh. Utkatasana, chair pose, sit right back down. Bring your hands to your heart. Root into your left foot. Use the strength of your leg. Press yourself up. Bring your right leg up with you. If the toes need to touch, let the toes touch. Then again, instead of sitting forward, straighten through the leg. Move the top of the thigh back so that the natural curve of your spine comes into alignment. It gives you the space you need, and it will provide some stability. Exhale, sit back down, bring the right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, straighten through both legs, reach the arms high, and exhale, sigh. There. So adding on, one step at a time. Utkatasana, chair pose, sit right back down. Bring your hands to your heart. Root into your right foot, bring your left leg up with you. This time, you'll internally rotate to the left hip. So, like we've been doing, find the internal rotation. The leg will basically slightly cross over the body. Keep the balance. Exhale, draw it back. Sit down. Inhale, straighten through the legs, straighten through the arms, and exhale, sigh. There, opposite side. Utkatasana, chair pose, aim your seat low, sweep your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart. Root into your left leg, keep yourself strong, press into your left leg, bring your right leg up with you. Then internally rotate from your right hip and sit. Or sorry, not sit, that's the next step. Let it slightly cross, straighten through the left leg. Exhale, sit back down. Inhale, straighten through the legs, straighten through the arms, and exhale, sigh. Okay, here we go. Always remembering that the toes can stay touching, but just like Garuda, we want to turn in and curl in tight, 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 small, 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 and in that, within yourself, find the power, the strength, the courage, the bravery, whatever you need to overcome these obstacles that you're facing. Here we go. Garudasana, your eagle pose. On your inhale, sit into your chair, sweep your arms up. Stay low in your seat, take cactus arms. Then wrap your right arm over your left arm. Give yourself a hug so that you can still have a focal point. Spread your right toes. Root into your right foot. Start to lift your left leg up with you. Straighten through the right leg. Internally rotate the left hip. Let the left knee slightly cross. Start to sit down as you cross the left leg over the right. The toes can touch to help keep your balance. Then squeeze the legs together. You'll literally feel your outer hips spread out. Maybe the toes lift. Maybe they hover, or maybe they wrap all the way around. But once you're stable, I'm going to keep my toes touching. Bring the backs of your hands to meet and find your eagle arms, or stick to your hug. Yeah, breathe through the fire in the right leg, through the shakiness, or maybe the falling in and out of it. But know that you can always push pause and start this pose all over again. On your next inhale, start to press up, unravel the legs, unravel the arms, exhale, sigh. Good, one side done. Next one. Utkatasana, chair pose, sit right back down. Exhale, cactus arms. Wrap your left arm over your right arm, start with a hug. Let the elbows rest on your chest and your heart lift up. Press into your left leg, bring your right leg up with you, straighten your left leg. Internally rotate your right hip. Wrap your right leg over your left as you sit back down. Toes can touch, they can hover, or they can bind. Once you're stable, stay there or find your eagle arms. I am brave. I am courageous. Knowing that all of this is inside of you and available to you all day, every day, but we just forget. So we have to remember, and it is in challenging times that we get forced to turn in, and then we overcome the obstacles and end up victorious. Press up, unravel, sigh it out. There. Good. Take a moment to just close the eyes. Feel the heartbeat. your warmth. Rediscover your breath. And feel the victory. Even if you didn't nail the pose, you're still here on your mat, which is a victory in itself. I am brave. I am courageous. Inhale, shrug the shoulders towards your ears. Exhale, sigh it out, gently open the eyes. Lower yourself down to a seat. And you'll actually come all the way down to your back. Hug your knees towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Rock side to side and massage your low back. If the chin is reaching straight up, slightly draw it in. Create length in the back of your neck. We didn't take much time to open the hips today, which is perfectly fine. But taking just a little bit of time now. Find floating butterfly legs. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Your hands can grab through your feet as you draw the legs in, open the hips. Or grab your ankles, the lower part right beneath your knees. Whatever it is, but let the hips open. Breathe there. I am brave. I am courageous. Then stay there, or happy baby Ananda Balasana. Grab the outer edges of your feet. Draw your knees to the outer edges of your body. Rock side to side. Massage the low back here yet again. If the feet aren't available, ankles, shins, or even just the backs of the knees. Play with drawing one leg in, extending the other out. Smile. Then draw it in and switch. Extend the right leg out. Smile. Blissful baby, Ananda Balasana. And I'll say it over and over again, Ananda, bliss. The ultimate reminder that everything will be okay. Slow the movement down and come into Shavasana, your final pose, corpse pose. You're welcome to keep the knees bent, the feet planted to support your low back. Or extend the legs out, palms face up, shoulders lay flat. If you prefer the hands on the body, then maybe one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Take a deep inhale. Complete exhale. Allow your mat to hold you, the earth to support you. You have nothing left to do. But let your body seal in its practice. To completely turn in, find strength, bravery, courage, knowing that you will come out victorious on the other side. As you begin to drift off into Shavasana, there's a little more that I will read to you. But continue to lay with your eyes closed. As you allow the body to seal in its work, to complete your practice. In a sense, we are all a bit like Garuda. We are spiritual beings who are larger than life. Having been born in a material body, we have to reduce ourselves in size and energy. And in this way, some of our vast potential remains hidden. The eagle pose starts with the arms and legs open and extended. Then the body is reduced in size as we pull into ourselves. We hold the pose and then release, returning to openness. As spiritual beings living a human experience, we are constantly faced with obstacles, especially right now, that we have to overcome by turning to our divine nature, by remembering how powerful we really are. Just as Garuda used his divine power to free his mother. So as you continue to drift off, if you have any issues with your monkey brain, choose to return to your breath. Inhale, I am brave. Exhale, I am courageous. Repeat that to yourself over and over and over again. So that you can find the stillness, the pause between each thought. And in that pause, find victory. I am brave. I am courageous. And I'll mind the time. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Release out through your mouth. Another big deep breath. Let it go. As you step back into the present and into your body, take your bravery and courage with you. Invite small movement as you start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Rock the head, the hips. Maybe even take a full body stretch and reach out long. Draw your knees towards your chest, wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a warm embrace. Thank yourself for showing up to your mat, to your practice, for taking time to turn in, and in that, finding all of the strength, bravery, and courage that you need because it is already inside of you. So that you can open back up, find freedom and victory. Take your practice with you as you gently press up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra prayer position. It is an honor to guide you through your practice. The light within me sees and respects the light within you, for we are of the same light. From my heart to yours, namaste. As mentioned, the journaling was going to come at the end today. So how we pulled the energy of Garuda, his ability to turn in, to find his power, his strength within him, his bravery, then opening back up and courageously acting, overcoming his obstacles. Today, what I want you to write is a time that you've been so brave, or maybe even right now, just being brave enough to roll your mat out or to set space, to do some yoga at home, brave enough to wake up, brave enough to step outside and enjoy this beautiful spring weather. I am brave. So at the top of your paper, you can ask yourself, when was a time that I felt the most brave and acted on it? When was a time that I felt the most brave and acted on it? Then what happened? I encourage you to take at least 5 minutes to write something down. When I first answered this morning, I drew a couple blanks, but the longer I sat, things started to come. And again, it could be right now, the bravery it takes to get up each morning, or it could be something that you did. Let's see what comes out. And if you're willing to share, then share below or contact me or someone else. And then maybe even ask them, when were you last brave? What did you do and how did it turn out? Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.